Welcome to our deep dive into Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life.
Ah, yes.
We'll be exploring some pretty cool insights into longevity and happiness,
Uh-huh.
especially as they relate to the unique culture of Okinawa, Japan.
Right.
So if you're listening, you're probably looking to add more purpose to your life, or maybe you're fascinated by Japanese culture.
Yeah,
Either way, get ready for some intriguing discoveries.
for sure.
You know, one of the things that I found super interesting about this book
Oh, yeah.
is that it doesn't just present Ikigai as some abstract concept.
Right.
It really grounds it
Yeah.
in these like practical examples and actionable steps.
It does.
Like it's not just a feel-good philosophy.
Right.
It's a framework for living a more fulfilling life.
What I find particularly interesting is that
Yeah.
it doesn't just tell you what Ikigai is.
Right.
It helps you figure out how to actually, apply it to your own life.
Yes, and one of the first things that the book dives into is this idea of Ikigai itself, which, is often translated as a reason for being.
Yeah, a reason for being.
But it's more than just a reason, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
That's
It's it's about finding that sweet spot
Okay.
where your passion, your mission, your
Ah.
profession, and your vocation all align.
I see.
Imagine like a Venn diagram
Okay.
with those four elements overlapping,
Uh-huh.
that central point of intersection.
Yeah.
That's your Ikigai.
It's like finding that
Perfect.
perfect puzzle piece
It really is.
that fits perfectly in your life.
Yeah.
And what's so cool is that the book itself
Yeah.
was born out of this conversation
Oh,
between the authors on a rainy night
yeah.
in a tiny Tokyo bar.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It just speaks to the serendipitous nature of life.
It does.
And this sense of serendipity is actually woven throughout the book, especially when it explores the lives of centenarians in Okinawa.
Right.
Speaking of Okinawa,
Yeah.
let's talk about one of their secrets to longevity
Okay.
that really captured my attention.
Right.
Hara Hachibu,
Harahachibu.
the principle of eating until you're 80% full.
Interesting.
Now, you might be thinking,
Yeah.
why only 80%?
Right.
But there's a fascinating physiological reason behind it.
Oh, really?
It takes about 20 minutes for our brains
Wow.
to receive the signal from our stomachs that we're full.
Uh-huh.
So by stopping at 80%,
Yeah.
we give our bodies time to catch up,
Mm-hmm.
preventing overeating
Yeah.
and that uncomfortable feeling of being stuffed.
So it's not even about,
No,
willpower or anything?
it's not about willpower.
It's about,
It's about understanding.
understanding how your body works.
Yes,
Yeah.
working with it.
Exactly.
And the book suggests that this mindful approach to eating
Mm-hmm.
could be one of the contributing factors
Oh, wow.
to the incredible longevity of the Okinawans.
That makes sense.
But it's not just about physical health, right?
Yeah. Oh, of course not.
A long and happy life
Right.
is about so much more than just physical well-being.
Absolutely.
The book emphasizes that a youthful mind
Yeah.
is equally crucial.
It cites neuroscientist Shlomo Bresnitz,
Oh, yeah.
who says, the problem is that when the brain develops ingrained habits,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't need to think anymore.
It's like our brains get stuck in a routine
Yeah.
and they crave...
They need that novelty
Yes.
to stay sharp.
They need that challenge to stay sharp.
Exactly.
It's not that routines are bad.
Right.
It's about finding a balance
Yeah.
between the comfort of the familiar and the excitement of the new.
Think of it like cross-training for your brain.
Okay.
Learning a new language,
Yeah.
picking up a musical instrument,
Mm-hmm.
or even just having deep, engaging conversations
I like that.
can help keep your mind agile.
Cross-training for your brain.
Yeah.
And those are all things that the Okinawan centenarians
Yeah.
seem to do naturally, right?
It seems so.
They're constantly learning,
Yeah.
engaging with their community,
Right.
trying new things.
Right.
It's like they have this innate understanding that a life filled with purpose and curiosity
Right.
is a life worth living.
Exactly.
And that brings us to another important topic
Okay.
that the book explores,
Right.
stress.
Stress.
We all know that stress can be harmful,
Yeah.
but what's fascinating is how the book compares
Mm-hmm.
the stress response
Okay.
of our cave-dwelling ancestors
Interesting.
to our modern-day experience of stress.
Okay.
I love how the book paints this vivid picture
Oh, yeah.
of a cave dweller
Uh-huh.
encountering a saber-toothed tiger.
Okay.
And in that moment,
Yeah.
the stress response, that
Yeah.
surge of adrenaline,
Mhm.
is what helps them survive.
Right.
But in today's world,
Yeah.
our tigers
Oh,
are often things like deadlines,
I see.
traffic jams,
Yeah.
or even just that constant barrage of notifications on our phones.
Okay. Yeah, constantly.
Our brains haven't quite caught up to the demands of modern life.
It's true.
We're bombarded with stimuli, and our bodies are constantly in this low-grade fight-or-flight mode.
It's like we're
Yes.
wired to react as if we're facing a saber-toothed tiger.
It is.
Every time our email pings.
Every time.
Yeah.
No wonder we're all so stressed out.
Makes sense.
But the book offers a potential antidote
Oh, does it?
to this modern-day stress epidemic.
Okay.
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
It's about consciously choosing to step off the autopilot of daily life
Okay.
and tune in to the present moment.
Like hitting the pause button
Yes.
on that constant stream of thoughts and worries
Yeah.
that just dominate our minds.
There are so many ways to practice mindfulness.
Right.
From formal meditation
Yeah.
to simply taking a few deep breaths and paying attention to the sensations in your body.
Right. Just being present in your body.
It's about finding those little pockets of stillness.
In the midst of our busy lives.
I like that.
And speaking of finding that sweet spot
Yeah.
between challenge and focus, the book delves into this fascinating concept of flow. Flow, that state of complete absorption where you're so engrossed in an activity that time seems to melt away.
It's that feeling of being in the zone.
Yes.
Completely present, engaged in what you're doing.
You know, when I first read about flow in the book, it immediately reminded me of those times when I get lost in a good book or when I'm working on a creative project that really excites me.
And that's exactly what the book is getting at.
Yeah.
Flow isn't just limited to artists or athletes.
Yeah.
It's something we can all experience in various aspects of our lives.
And the book connects flow to Ikigai.
It does.
Suggesting that finding activities that lead to flow
Interesting.
can actually help us uncover our purpose.
It makes sense.
It makes if you're truly engaged in something, experiencing that sense of flow, chances are it's something you're passionate about.
Yes.
Something that aligns with your skills and values.
And the book goes a step further.
Oh, it does.
By outlining specific strategies for achieving flow.
Okay.
Based on the research of psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. One of the key takeaways is that flow often occurs when we find that sweet spot between challenge and skill.
I see.
If a task is too easy, we get bored. If it's too difficult, we get frustrated.
We give up.
But if it's just challenging enough, it stretches our abilities without overwhelming us.
Right.
And that's where the magic happens.
It's like finding the perfect wave to surf on.
I like that analogy.
It's challenging enough to keep you engaged.
Yeah.
But not so overwhelming that you wipe out.
And the book provides some really practical tips.
Does it?
For finding that sweet spot. Okay.
In your own life.
Like what?
For instance, it suggests setting clear objectives for yourself.
Okay.
Breaking down large tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks.
Right.
And minimizing distractions.
Which is so hard these days.
It is so hard.
Yeah.
We live in a world where distractions are constantly vying for our attention.
Constantly.
So creating an environment that allows us to focus is crucial.
It is.
And it highlights the dangers of multitasking.
Multitasking.
You might think you're being productive by juggling multiple tasks at once. But research has shown that it actually diminishes our focus and efficiency.
Really?
The book uses this example of a study where students were asked to count arrows while simultaneously being exposed to other distractions.
Oh, wow.
And the results were fascinating.
What happened?
The students who were habitual multitaskers actually performed worse.
Oh, wow.
On the arrow counting task.
Because their brains were so accustomed to jumping from one stimulus to another that they couldn't maintain focus.
That makes sense.
It's a powerful reminder that focusing on one thing at a time, giving it our undivided attention, can actually be more productive and less stressful in the long run.
The book offers some helpful tips.
It does.
For minimizing multitasking in our daily lives.
Like what?
Like time blocking.
Time blocking.
Dedicating specific chunks of time to specific tasks.
Okay.
Imagine your day as a series of blocks, each dedicated to a particular activity.
I see.
It can help create a sense of structure and intentionality,
Oh, yeah.
making it easier to get into that flow state.
Another technique the book suggests is bundling.
Bundling.
Grouping similar tasks together to minimize context switching.
I see.
So instead of constantly jumping between checking email, writing reports, and making phone calls, you might dedicate a block of time to communication, another block to focused work, and so on.
It's about working with your brain's natural tendencies.
Yes.
Rather than fighting against them.
And this idea of finding flow and purpose in even the seemingly mundane tasks of daily life is something that the book explores further.
It does.
Through this concept of microflow.
Microflow.
Microflow is all about finding those little moments of joy and absorption. In activities that might not seem particularly exciting.
I see.
On the surface.
Give me an example.
Think about those everyday tasks that we often do on autopilot.
Like what?
Folding laundry. Washing dishes. Even commuting to work. The book argues that it's possible to find a sense of flow and purpose.
Really?
Even in these activities.
Wow.
If we approach them with the right mindset.
Interesting.
And they use this wonderful example of an elevator operator in Shinjuku who approaches her job with such enthusiasm and attention to detail that she seems to be experiencing flow.
Wow.
Even in that seemingly repetitive task.
That's amazing.
It's a reminder that it's not necessarily the task itself, but our attitude and approach that determine whether or not we experience flow.
And this ties back to the concept of Ikigai.
It does.
Finding purpose and meaning in all aspects of our lives.
Yes.
No matter how small or seemingly insignificant.
And to cultivate that flow-inducing mindset, the book suggests incorporating meditation. Into your daily routine. Meditation can be a powerful tool.
It can.
For training our brains to be more present. Less reactive and more focused.
It's not about emptying your mind or achieving some kind of mystical state.
No, it's not about that.
It's about simply observing your thoughts and feelings.
Yes.
Without judgment.
And becoming more aware of the present moment. The sensations in your body. The sounds around you. The simple act of breathing.
And this practice of mindfulness is deeply ingrained in Japanese culture, isn't it?
It is.
The book talks about the role of ritual in Japanese life. The tea ceremony, calligraphy, even the meticulous preparation of a traditional meal. These rituals create a sense of order, focus, and intentionality. Which can be conducive to flow.
It's a fascinating contrast.
It is.
To the often frenetic pace of modern life in the West.
Yeah, we could learn a thing or two from them.
The book argues that finding flow in a ritualistic workplace is easier than in one where we're constantly bombarded with distractions and pressure to meet deadlines.
Always go, go, go.
And ultimately, it suggests that happiness is not about achieving the most, but about spending more time in a state of flow.
I see.
Whether that's through our work, our hobbies, or even our daily routines.
That's a good point.
So we've talked about flow.
We've talked about mindfulness. We've talked about the importance of a youthful mind. But what about those actual secrets to a long life? The book takes us on this captivating journey into the world of Japanese centenarians. Particularly those living in Okinawa. A region known as a blue zone.
What's a blue zone?
Blue zones are regions around the world with unusually high concentrations of people who live to be 100 or older.
Wow.
And researchers have been studying these areas extensively to identify the factors that contribute to their longevity.
Interesting.
And Okinawa is like the superstar of blue zones.
Really?
The book introduces us to the village of Ogimi, where even the 80 and 90-year-olds are bursting with life and vitality.
That's amazing.
They garden, they dance, they spend time with their loved ones, and they seem to have this contagious zest for life. It's like they've discovered the fountain of youth.
What's remarkable about Ogimi is not just the number of centenarians, but their overall health and well-being. They embody the principles of Ikigai in their daily lives.
They do.
They have a strong sense of purpose, they stay physically and mentally active, and they have a deep connection to their community.
That's beautiful.
And one of the key elements of that community connection is the moai. These social support groups that act like extended families. The moai provide this sense of belonging, shared responsibility, and mutual support, which are all crucial for well-being.
Absolutely.
The book describes this lively birthday party in Ogimi.
Oh, wow.
Where even the oldest members of the moai are dancing and celebrating with this youthful enthusiasm.
That's so cool.
It's a beautiful illustration
It
of the power of community and social connection in promoting longevity and happiness.
And the book goes beyond just the cultural aspects.
It does.
It delves into the Okinawan diet.
Okay, great.
Which is rich in vegetables, fruits, fish, and whole grains.
It's a diet that emphasizes fresh, local ingredients, prepared simply, and enjoyed mindfully.
And as we mentioned earlier, they practice harahachibu.
Right.
Stopping eating when they feel 80% full.
But it's not just about what they eat.
Right.
It's about their overall approach to eating.
Yeah.
They eat slowly, they savor each bite, and they prioritize quality over quantity.
It's about making mealtime a ritual.
Yes.
A time to connect with loved ones.
Yeah.
And appreciate the nourishment that food provides.
And this mindful approach seems to extend to all aspects of their lives, including their outlook on aging.
That's a really important point.
It is.
The Okinawans don't view aging as a decline, but as a continued journey of growth and learning.
I love that.
They stay active, they stay engaged.
Yeah.
And they maintain a strong sense of purpose.
So it's not just about living a long life.
Right.
It's about living a long life well.
Exactly.
And the Okinawans...
age or cultural background.
Yeah.
It's about finding our own Ikigai. Cultivating a positive outlook and embracing a holistic approach to well-being.
It's inspiring, isn't it?
It really is.
Seeing how these centenarians embody the principles of Ikigai and how their lifestyle choices contribute to their long and happy lives.
It's a reminder that a long and fulfilling life is within reach for all of us if we make conscious choices that support our physical, mental, and emotional well-being.
But the book acknowledges that life isn't always smooth sailing.
Oh, of course not.
There will be challenges,
Yeah.
setbacks, and inevitable bumps along the road.
Life is full of twists and turns.
And that's where resilience comes in.
Resilience.
That remarkable ability to bounce back from adversity
Yeah.
and adapt to change.
The book describes resilience as a key trait of people with a strong Ikigai.
Their sense of purpose fuels their determination,
Mm-hmm.
giving them the strength to overcome obstacles
Yeah.
and keep moving forward.
Exactly.
And the book introduces this beautiful Japanese concept
Oh,
called wabi-sabi,
wabi-sabi.
which emphasizes the beauty of imperfection
Okay.
and impermanence.
Interesting.
Imagine a cracked teacup,
Okay.
carefully repaired with gold. Its flaws, instead of diminishing its beauty,
Yeah.
actually enhance it, telling a story of resilience and transformation.
I like that.
That's the essence of wabi-sabi.
It's about accepting that nothing is perfect.
Yes.
That everything is in a constant state of flux.
And the book suggests that this acceptance can make us more resilient,
Right.
more adaptable to change, and ultimately more content.
It's about finding beauty in the imperfections,
Yes.
appreciating the transient nature of life, and embracing the journey with all its twists and turns.
And alongside wabi-sabi,
Okay.
the book explores the concept of ichigo-ichi.
Ichigo-ichi.
The idea of treasuring each moment as it comes,
Right.
recognizing that it will never happen again.
Right.
In exactly the same way.
It's a powerful reminder
It is.
to savor the present moment, to appreciate the people in our lives,
Yeah.
and to approach each experience with a sense of gratitude and wonder.
So we've covered quite a bit of ground in this first part of our deep dive into Ikigai.
It's been fascinating so far.
We've explored the core concept of Ikigai, the importance of a youthful mind, the power of flow, and the inspiring examples of the Okinawan centenarians.
The Okinawans are amazing.
They are.
They really are.
We've touched upon the principles of mindful eating, stress management, and the profound concepts of resilience, wabi-sabi, and ichigo-ichi.
So much good stuff.
But our journey isn't over yet.
It's not.
In part 2, we'll delve into the real-life stories of people who have found their Ikigai and are living long, happy, and purposeful lives.
I can't wait.
We'll explore how Ikigai manifests in different ways for different people, and we'll uncover more practical strategies for nurturing your own sense of purpose.
So stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned for part 2 of your deep dive into Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
This is good stuff.
It is really fascinating.
I'm learning a lot.
Me too. Welcome back to our deep dive into Ikigai.
It's good to be back.
You know, one of the things that really struck me as we were exploring these concepts is that it can sometimes feel a bit abstract.
Right.
Like Ikigai flow, mindfulness. Yeah. They're all powerful ideas. But it can be helpful to see how they actually play out in real people's lives.
Exactly.
And that's what I love about this next section of the book.
Yeah.
It introduces us to a whole cast of characters. Real people who have found their Ikigai and are living proof that these principles can lead to a long and fulfilling life.
One of the most memorable stories for me is that of Ushi Okushima.
Ushi Okushima.
A 104-year-old woman living in Ogimi, Okinawa.
I remember her.
Yeah.
She's still so active and engaged in her community.
She is.
The book describes her participating in social groups, tending to her garden, and even dancing.
Wow.
She's a true testament to the idea that age is just a number.
And when asked about the secret to her longevity, she attributes it to a few key things. A healthy diet, an active lifestyle, a strong sense of community, and most importantly, her Ikigai.
And what's beautiful is that her Ikigai is something so simple, yet so profound.
Caring for
her family.
Oh.
It's not about some grand ambition or worldly achievement.
Right.
It's about finding purpose and meaning in the everyday acts of love and connection.
Her story really highlights the idea.
It does.
That Ikigai can be found in the ordinary, in the relationships that nourish us, and the activities that bring us joy.
And speaking of finding joy in everyday activities, the book also features the story of a man named Walter Breining. Who was the second oldest man ever born in the United States.
Really?
He lived to be 114 years old.
That's incredible.
He had a long and fascinating life, working for 50 years on the railroad. And even after retiring, he maintained this daily routine that kept him both physically and mentally active.
What I find particularly interesting about his story is his emphasis on keeping his mind busy. He was an avid reader. He enjoyed solving puzzles, and he stayed engaged with current events.
He believed that staying intellectually stimulated was just as important as physical exercise for maintaining health and vitality.
Absolutely. And this aligns with the concept of lifelong learning.
It does.
That we discussed earlier.
Yes.
It's about nurturing that curiosity, that thirst for knowledge that keeps our minds sharp and engaged throughout our lives.
It's about staying open to new experiences and challenges.
Exactly.
As we get older.
And, you know, speaking of embracing life with a sense of adventure, the book also tells the story of Jeanne Calment.
Jeanne Calment.
The oldest person of verified age in history.
A name that's synonymous with longevity.
It is.
She lived an incredible 122 years.
Wow.
And what's so striking about her story is her unwavering zest for life.
I mean, she rode a bicycle until she was 100.
Wow.
Lived on her own until 110.
That's amazing.
And even quit smoking at the ripe old age of 120.
Talk about embracing life on your own terms.
Right.
Jean's story underscores the importance of a positive outlook, a sense of humor, and an appreciation for the simple pleasures of life.
She faced her share of challenges and losses,
of course,
throughout her long life. But she always seemed to find a way to bounce back with a smile.
Her spirit is truly infectious.
It is.
And it makes you realize that longevity isn't just about the number of years we live, but about the quality of those years, the joy we experience, the connections we make, and the impact we have on the world.
Speaking of impact, the book also features the stories of artists and creators who have found their Ikigai through their work.
I see.
One particularly inspiring example is Mitsuo Aida.
Mitsuo Aida.
A renowned Japanese calligrapher and haikuist.
He sounds fascinating.
He is.
What's his story?
Aida dedicated his life to expressing emotions through his art.
I see.
He found flow and purpose in the creation of beautiful and evocative haiku poems.
Wow.
Capturing the essence of nature and the human experience in just a few carefully chosen words.
His story reminds us that Ikigai can be found in the pursuit of creative expression, in sharing our unique gifts with the world, and in finding beauty in the simple things.
And you know what else is interesting?
What's that?
The book doesn't shy away from the fact that sometimes Ikigai can be found in unexpected places.
Like where?
Even in the continuation of work beyond the traditional retirement age.
It challenges the notion that retirement should be synonymous with disengagement and inactivity.
Yeah.
The book features the perspective of neuroscientist Shlomo Bresnitz, whom we met earlier.
Yeah.
He actually argues that retirement can be detrimental to health and well-being.
Really?
He believes that staying intellectually stimulated and socially engaged is essential for maintaining cognitive function and a sense of purpose as we age.
So it's not necessarily about working until you drop.
No.
But about finding ways to stay active, engaged, and purposeful.
Yes.
Even after you stepped away from a traditional career.
It's about finding activities that challenge you, that bring you joy, and that allow you to continue learning and growing.
It could be volunteering, mentoring, starting a new hobby, or even launching a new business venture.
Exactly.
It's about redefining what retirement looks like.
Yes.
And creating a life that is both fulfilling and meaningful.
In this next chapter.
So we've seen how Ikigai manifests in the lives of centenarians, artists, and even those who choose to continue working later in life.
But how do we find our own Ikigai?
That's the big question.
Where do we even begin?
That's a question that many of us grapple with.
It is.
And thankfully, the book offers some guidance for uncovering and nurturing our own sense of purpose.
One of the first steps it suggests is taking some time for self-reflection.
Self-reflection.
It encourages us to think about our passions, our skills, our values, and the things that bring us joy.
Ask yourself questions like, what activities make me lose track of time? Or what am I naturally good at?
It's about identifying those activities that energize you, that make you feel alive, that you could happily do for hours on end.
It could be anything from writing to gardening, to playing music, to building things with your hands.
Once you have a clearer sense of what you love to do, the next step is to explore how those passions might intersect with the needs of the world.
The needs of the world.
Think about the problems you care about.
Okay.
The causes that resonate with you.
Yeah.
The ways you might be able to use your skills and talents to make a positive impact.
It might involve volunteering your time.
Yeah.
Mentoring someone, starting a business that addresses a social need, or simply finding ways to incorporate your passions into your daily life.
The book emphasizes that finding your Ikigai is not a one-time event. It's a journey, a process of continuous exploration and discovery.
And it's not a solo pursuit. The book highlights the importance of seeking out mentors, connecting with like-minded individuals, and surrounding yourself with a supportive community.
Think back to the Okinawan concept of the moai.
The moai?
Those social support groups that provide a sense of belonging, purpose, and mutual support. Cultivating strong social connections is an essential ingredient in a long and happy life.
Absolutely.
And as you embark on this journey of discovering your Ikigai, remember to embrace the principles of wabi-sabi and ichigo-ichi.
Wabi-sabi reminds us to let go of the need for perfection, to appreciate the beauty of imperfection, and to find joy in the simple things.
And ichigo-ichi encourages us to savor each moment as it comes, recognizing the unique and fleeting nature of life.
So we've seen inspiring examples of people who have found their Ikigai, and we've explored practical steps for uncovering our own sense of purpose.
But Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life, doesn't stop there.
It doesn't.
It goes even further.
Oh, wow.
Providing a set of 10 rules for finding Ikigai.
10 rules.
And living a longer, happier, and more fulfilling life.
These rules are surprisingly simple.
They are, yet profound.
Offering a roadmap for incorporating the principles of Ikigai into our daily lives.
So are you ready to delve into these 10 rules?
I am.
They might just hold the key to unlocking your own Ikigai.
Okay.
And living a life filled with purpose, meaning, and joy.
Let's dive in. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life.
I'm excited for this.
We've explored the core concepts, delved into inspiring stories, and even touched upon those practical steps for discovering your own Ikigai.
Right.
Now we're going to uncover the book's 10 rules
for
living a longer, happier, and more fulfilling life.
10 rules.
Like a roadmap, you know?
I like that, a roadmap.
And for incorporating these principles into your everyday routine.
Sounds good.
Are you ready to discover these secrets?
On all ears.
So rule number 1
is
stay active, don't retire.
Now, before you panic, this doesn't necessarily mean working until you're 100.
Okay.
It's about shifting our perspective on retirement.
Right.
Instead of viewing it as a complete disengagement from work and life, the book encourages us to find ways to stay active, engaged, and purposeful.
I see.
Even after we've stepped away from our traditional careers.
So it's more about like finding new ways to contribute.
Exactly. Think of it like this.
Okay.
You've spent years honing your skills, building your knowledge, and contributing to the world through your work.
Right.
Retirement doesn't have to mean an end to all of that.
Okay.
It can be a new beginning.
A new chapter.
An opportunity to explore new avenues for expressing your passions and making a difference.
I like that.
Precisely.
So like what kinds of things are we talking about?
It could involve mentoring, volunteering, pursuing creative endeavors, or even launching a new business venture.
Right.
The key is to find activities that challenge you, that bring you joy, and that allow you to continue learning and growing.
Rule number 2.
Rule number 2 is take it slow.
Take it slow.
In our fast-paced, hyper-connected world.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's easy to get caught up in the hustle.
Right.
And forget to appreciate the simple things in life.
Yeah, we're always on the go.
This rule is a gentle reminder to slow down, to savor each moment, and to find pleasure in the ordinary.
Okay.
It's about appreciating the beauty around us, connecting with nature, and spending quality time with loved ones.
I like it.
Think about the Okinawans and their mindful approach to life.
They're always so present.
They take their time, they savor their meals, they cultivate those meaningful relationships, and they appreciate the beauty and imperfection.
What's rule number 3?
Rule number 3 is don't fill your stomach.
Don't fill your stomach.
Which echoes the Okinawan principle of hara hachibu.
Right, 80%.
It's about listening to your body's signals and stopping eating when you feel comfortably satisfied.
Not overly stuffed.
Not overly stuffed.
Makes sense.
This practice can help you avoid overeating, improve digestion, and maintain a healthy weight.
Good tips.
Rule number 4 is surround yourself with good friends.
Surround yourself with good friends.
This one speaks to the profound importance of social connection and its impact on longevity and happiness.
Community is so important.
Think about the Okinawan moai.
Right.
Those social support groups that provide a sense of belonging, shared responsibility, and mutual support.
It's like having a built-in support system.
It is. Cultivating strong social connections is an essential ingredient.
It really is.
In a long and happy life.
What's the next rule?
Rule number 5 is get in shape for your next birthday.
Get in shape.
This isn't about striving for some unattainable ideal of physical perfection.
Right.
It's about finding ways to move your body that you enjoy and that you can sustain over time.
It's about finding something you can stick with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be walking, dancing, swimming, gardening, or anything that gets you moving and makes you feel good.
I like it.
Rule number 6 is smile.
Smile.
Such a simple act.
It is.
Yet so powerful.
Smiling can instantly boost your mood.
Yes.
Reduce stress. And even make you more approachable to others.
It's about cultivating a positive outlook.
Right.
Finding joy in the little things. And spreading that joy to those around you.
Rule number 7.
Rule number 7 is reconnect with nature.
Reconnect with nature.
Spending time in nature has been shown to have numerous benefits for both our mental and physical well-being.
It's true.
It's about taking time to appreciate the beauty of the natural world, to breathe in the fresh air, to listen to the birds singing. Right.
And to feel the sun on your skin.
It's good for the soul.
What about rule number 8?
What's that one?
Rule number 8 is give thanks.
Give thanks.
Cultivating gratitude is a powerful way.
It is.
To shift your focus from what you lack to what you have.
It's about counting your blessings.
It is.
Yeah.
It's about appreciating the good things in your life, no matter how small, and expressing that appreciation to others.
Whether it's a simple thank you to a stranger or a heartfelt letter to a loved one.
Expressing gratitude can have a profound impact.
It can.
On your own well-being and on the well-being of those around you.
What's rule number 9?
Rule number 9 is live in the moment.
Live in the moment.
This ties back to the concept of Ichigo-Ichi.
Right.
Treasuring each moment as it comes, recognizing that it will never happen again.
Yeah.
In exactly the same way.
Be present.
Be present.
Yeah.
It's about letting go of regrets about the past.
And worries about the future. Yeah. And focusing on the present moment.
Yeah.
Appreciating the beauty and the wonder of life as it unfolds.
And the final rule.
And finally, rule number 10.
Okay.
The culmination of all the other rules is follow your Ikigai.
Follow your Ikigai.
This is about identifying that thing that gives your life meaning, that aligns with your passions, your values, and your skills, and pursuing it with dedication and enthusiasm.
Your Ikigai might be something grand and world-changing.
Right.
Or it might be something small and personal.
Yeah.
It might be something you do for work, or it might be something you do for pleasure.
The important thing is that it brings you joy.
Right.
It challenges you to grow. And it makes you feel like you're contributing to something larger than yourself.
That's a great way to put it.
So there you have it.
10 rules for Ikigai.
The 10 rules for finding your Ikigai.
And living a good life.
And living a longer, happier,
and more fulfilling life.
It's been an amazing journey.
As we wrap up this deep dive
into
Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life.
So much good stuff.
We hope you've gained valuable insights and practical tools for enhancing your own well-being.
I know, I have.
It's been a fascinating journey.
It has.
Exploring the interconnectedness of mind, body, and spirit, and discovering the profound wisdom embedded in Japanese culture.
We could all learn a lot from them.
Remember, a long and happy life is within reach for all of us.
Absolutely.
It's about making conscious choices, cultivating those meaningful relationships, and finding joy in the everyday.
And as you continue on your own journey of self-discovery, we encourage you to ask yourself, what brings you joy? What are your unique skills and talents? How can you use your passions to make a positive impact on the world?
We hope this deep dive has inspired you to seek out your own Ikigai.
And to embrace the beauty of a life filled with purpose, meaning, and joy.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Yeah.
And keep exploring.
Keep learning, keep growing.
Absolutely.